was just kind of telling him, I was like, well, on this one, on the recording, just be in tune. I'm gonna take a Greyhound west, find out what Jim said about California and the best. It's gonna take a test with a little bit of time. Maybe I'll head north, find a ride, get my head on right, and I'll finally, city of worth. Sign my life away, sign my life away, my life away, my life away. I'm gonna take an airplane east, find out what Wolf said about the Caroline feast. Then I'm gonna take a list. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Maybe I'll head south and find mine, get my head on right, I'll finally find. I'm gonna take a sailboat, tiring, find my next of kin, fall in love again, sign my life away, sign my life away, sign my life away.
Yeah, Alvarez. It's tough to play. It's almost like a bass. Yeah, I just played it earlier, and it's a very deep sound. It's probably the opposite of what the Taylor
That's it.
Yeah, it's like a bass.
That's a high action.
Yeah, it is a high action, almost like a bass. Try to do it with vocals. Boy, man, I'll tell you what.
Mama's Pizza, but the guy gave me a little guitar lesson in there on a keychain. Key change, sorry, not a keychain. I brought out a keychain. Key change. He did a little key change thing and showed me. But it was a bar chord. It didn't work as good as picking. But I don't think we both found the chord together. He was kind of pretending like he found it. But I was trying to do a keychain on that little. It's a key change. Let me get in here where it's the ring. All right. Key change. So I was trying to find a key change when I was going dun 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 or dun 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 dun. Anyway, it's a solo part in the song Greyhound West where it goes dun 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 dun. You can do the 4. He knew all the notes. It was like F sharp and all this other stuff. Because dun 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 and then dun dun dun. I have to listen to it. But I tried hitting the same position on the middle part of the guitar, but I'm gonna have to probably spread the fingers. Sometimes that's what you have to do when you get higher, and see if that will match. I can just do a bar chord, which is what he suggested, but it sounds a little bit off. It sounds a little bit weird, so I'm gonna have to go back and find that. Oops. It looks like a rain or a truck. Okay. Sonar. If it's not sonar, let me know. I don't think it wouldn't make any sense being radar, because not all the cars would have radar. At least all the cars had radar. It'd have to be sonar. Wouldn't be anything else. We got radar, you got sonar. You don't have anything else to really go on. At least it's a camera that recognizes movement. That it could probably be in the future, an AI, which they would still use sonar, I guess, or maybe they would use use the camera. Maybe the camera recognizes movement. They see movement in the thing. I don't know. Sometimes it goes off without really seeing anything, though. Anyway, she's like, "You have a good weekend." That's not that offensive because weekends are in days. The only thing I don't like, if you know me, and I try to hold it in, is have a good night. That's just the only one. Other than that, I'm okay. You can say good night. That's fine. It's that have a that I don't like. Have a good night. No. Even if I was married and my kids were with me, still they'd be crying or they get upset or they have a problem, and now they probably have math problems. This chip out of the way. Yeah, they have a good night. I stop them. I always tell them, don't worry, I'm going to have a good night. I've got 3 kids. Oh, that makes me mad. But she didn't. She said have a good weekend. Have a good weekend's okay. And have a good day is fine. Or have a good one. That's fine. Or just good night. Yeah, good night. It's a little rude. It's a little good night. Or even good night, love, or something like that. But have a good night. Who are you to tell me to have a good night? I've got 3 kids. I know what good nights are, okay? We had many good nights. That Greyhound West in that special. Anybody really could probably play it. Certain versions of it. But I still like playing it every once in a while. And, the song is about the moment. It's about the moment more than anything else. But anyway, regardless, let me explain this. There was a kid in there with blonde hair, and I was trying to do the recording. You can hear me. Well, he was in there playing, and I was going through, I guess, some chords of it. So I just told him, I said, yeah, just try to be in tune, Really what I was saying is trying to be in harmony or really be in timing is really what it is. You know, if you're out of harmony, but you're in timing, you could probably still make it work because of jazz music. So I said kind of like just be in timing, you know, it's not what I said. I just said try to be in tune. And he was just playing away. And then there's that moment where everything gets quiet. And it goes dun, 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 dun. That's where I was looking for the key change. So I stopped and I said, hey, oh, shh, you know, because I was trying to do it. And he looked like a young Lynn Enders. The long blonde hair. Have you ever seen Lynn Enders on YouTube? He's the guy that posts all the stuff about the 1980s. And then he just jumped up like really quick and ran out, like kind of run out. I don't know if I hurt his feelings, or maybe he thought I worked there or something. I don't know if he went to get electric guitar or something like that. He was looking at the acoustics. Anyway, just keep playing if someone does that. You know, you never know what they're going to yell at you in the audience. Like, you shut up, a-hole. I'm making tips here is what you say. I'm making a little bit of money here, you know, or something like that, so they'll respect it, you know. Even some of the bad musicians, which to be honest, John Prine, that's his name, John Prine, the one Blaze Foley looked up to. I'm not a big John Prine fan, and I like his music. I think it's okay, but I'm a Blaze Foley fan. But Blaze Foley looked up to John Prine. He was like, you know, went all the way to Chicago, worshiped the guy. And John Prine, to me, you know, he's good. He's got some good story songs, and he's funny, and he can hold his own. But you know, bah. Jeff Tweedy's better than John Prine, you know, from Wilco. I don't know why Blaze Foley liked John Prine. Blaze Foley was way better than John Prine, 100 times better. I'd rather listen to Blaze Foley. Blaze Foley's on, you know, probably one of the best country musicians, and then, you know, John Prine's up there in Chicago making jokes and on all the television shows, you know, and everybody knew who he was. But he was just, you know, pretty good guy, pretty good musician. I never heard any of his songs that I particularly want to listen to more than maybe one or two times. But maybe I'll turn some of his stuff on. Maybe I'll understand what Blaze was looking for. I guess country music it had its own little personal take back then. This is like maybe early 80s, before Blaze Foley died. Maybe it was something. We're way back there. I guess it was coming out of Mama's Pizza off of Bryant Irving, if you want to do the math. As long as you know that Jesus Christ is Lord and you ask for forgiveness, then you'll be in good shape. He'll take that. That's good enough to cross in, to go through the door, you know, and get into heaven. That's it. You just know that Jesus Christ is Lord. You may have your own interpretation of the Bible, everything else, just Jesus Christ is the Lord and the Messiah. Ask for forgiveness. That's admitting that you're wrong, because there's no way all of us are right, and you'll be okay. You got to use the name of the Lord. His name is power, and that's Jesus Christ. Now, you can call him Yeshua. I think you can. You can call him Yeshua, and there may be other, you know, names in Hebrew and things like that, blah, blah, blah. We're going to go over this way because I think he spoke Arabic, so his name probably sounded a little bit different than Jesus Christ because he was Arabic. Yeshua is one of the ones they use. That right there is the magnolia. I was standing in front of that tree the last time I did footage here. It's a magnolia tree. Magnolia means what comes from above. There she is, right down that way. Dropping pizza, there's a dog jumping. Yapping. Dog jumping. Oh, here you go. I'm gonna look at the magnolia. I do have to pick up some sushi. It's sushi axiom, as in A-X-I-O-M. But it's a big one. This is like if you got a little black and white 35mm camera, you might could come out here this court. I'll get the name of the court, but it's a magnificent magnolia tree. Look at that. That's the one I stood under the last time I was here and took a photo underneath it. Took it from this direction. There it is right there. They're massive. It's pretty crazy. The whole tree is magnolia. I was about right here. Took the photo from here. Didn't even notice it. It probably wasn't bloom. It wasn't in bloom. Pretty cool.